Okay, we have that big piece that was knocked out of the board, and I set about showing how to fix this. Right over here, I have a teeny tiny wood chip I cut from a piece of pine board, and I cut it to fit just right. And even notice went out of the way a little bit to make the grain the right way. And this is a little bit of Bondo. And not really worried about the others that come up around the edge, but here's our chip. And right in here is our broken piece. Chips up to the wood surface. Right here we have that little bit of wood grain that comes around like you see right here. I cut this from a piece of pine. Just chip the chip off and cut it down with the X-Acto knife. The Bondo's in there to fill the height difference. And don't worry about it popping loose. It's roughed up in there on the back side, and that will hold in there. You don't have to worry about it. Taking your X-Acto blade, scrape some of this away. This gets painted in here. We can take and the only thing we are worried about not covering is up there, because that we want that to look wood grain. So we can take any of our extra Bondo we have here and just keep working it and build this up very, very slightly. Because we're going to sand this area for our repair. Matter of fact, see how I have it taped. Bring that all the way right down into there. Fill our extra tape. I'll give you an idea of what's going on. We have slightly rised. Right there's our wood chip. This is setting at the level everything else around there is. And once this dries up, we're going to sand this whole area. Once this repair is done, I will come back through here and I am going to fill very, very slightly right in here with the small amount of Bondo, and just as it starts to get rubbery and dry, I will scuff that right down to the surface top. And what we're going to do here shortly in this video, we tag them all together, is we're going to repair this heavily damaged green area. And again, right there's the piece of pine. I just took a chip off of it. Actually, I think this is a piece of white oak. Cut yourself a slither off of it and keep cutting it down. I took and cut the hole. It was all tore up and the chip broke out. I actually cut it and made it a nice square rectangular shape. Actually rectangular. And then I cut the chip to match it. Once I got it to fit the top of the hole, I put the Bondo underneath, jam the chip down in, and back in here, we'll get a hole drilled here for one of the metal steel bands that run around there for the ball trap. But this all gets sanded down flat. This will be clear, and there will be such a faint color edge once this dries. I use the red instead of the blue because the red tones tend to, when you clear coat them, yellow to orangish up. So the very, very edge of this, you will never see it. And this is going to make a nice repair for this area. Other places along here, I used the clear coat in a can, seal the wood, and I went back around this and sanded that. And here would be another good area. Thank you. Out in here, you do the same thing with these. And if you have real fine line cracks, this clear coat in a can is tough as nails. If it's just, you can take in, if it's just a line right here, make sure you have this cleaned up real good. You can just take that clear coat, mask off the area, and spray it and let it soak down into this wood, sand it completely level. And that's how I'm actually repairing these. If you look up here, it's all shiny right now. I've been building layers of this up here, and I'm going to sand this all to the point where I start to come back into everything. And all this rough edges and stuff is totally going to disappear. I'm just slightly tapering it. Essentially, the repair is being done with the clear, which is what you're using on the top of your play field to protect everything. You know how tough it is. These things have been running around for 30, 40 years with steel balls rolling around on top of them. And I'm building this area up here where it was damaged with the clear coat, and I'm sanding it. And once I get all this smooth, I'm going to drop back in and put color in. But that's it for the moment, and seeing how there's not a whole lot of videos, and we were on vacation last week, and somehow a video disappeared that was supposed to be posted. We're going to get everybody caught up and show you what else is going on today. Thank you. Okay, everyone. Here we have our wood chip we filled in with. I bedded it in the Bondo. All the little areas here are now flush with the table. Everything here is flush and cleared up. Back masked everything. Stuck a little paper down in there to protect the kick out. And after, it doesn't look like it will start. Motorcycle going down the road, one of the idiots around here. It doesn't look like I've gotten a whole lot done here, but actually I cut the chip out of the piece of wood. I have some slides of that. I cut it square, cut the damaged area out, made it square so my chip would fit, flushed it in the Bondo, which you're not going to be able to see that when it's all done here. I went through here, DA'd all this here, leveled it up. I actually sanded, if you recall my other pictures and stuff, where I actually replaced this black area, which was this other piece here. And I actually sanded all that off, and I actually copied this one, took a piece of tape, peeled it all back up, laid it back down over here to keep my area where this is. I'm going to paint the green up in. But with everything, the cutting, the repair, I am about 3 hours and 15 minutes into fixing this little green area. So, like I had said previously, it takes time to do this. And I'm going to paint this, and shortly we'll come back. And I got one little piece here I got to cut out on my tape. I noticed I missed, which I'm glad. Hey, I make mistakes. I'm trying to hurry, but right here, this would have been a big mistake. I'd have had to come back through and repaint this whole area again, get it to come back together. But I'll cut this out, wipe this down with some acrylic clean, which is really good for these play fields, and it makes your tape stick and your fine line tape stick. And I'm going to paint this green, probably about 2 coats or so, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the review. Okay, we're back. We got our green shot in, and right here you can see where our wood fill piece is. Now you have to remember there's plastic on this, the kicker. All this here is basically almost all this is covered right up in this area here. I'll re-drill the hole through the backside here for the metal ball catch. I painted down in here a little further with green. When I was DAing and everything, I sanded most of this off down in here to do this repair. And I just took and put masking tape over top of this piece, cut around it, copied it, laid it over here, and remade this area, which won't be hard to do here now. This will be white. I'll just take fine line, run it right over top of this, come back, run another line around it. I'll paint the black in, I'll leave that on, peel the inside piece out. When this dries, I'll back mask it, and I'll just paint this little area white, also with this one, to finish that off. In here, we still need to, pardon me, I still need to finish all these areas and finish this small repair here. But it's progress nevertheless, and takes a little bit of time. This took 2.5 hours Most of it was backmasking time. And once this paint fully dries and everything, be able to take 320 and sand over it. It's on there rather thick. It'll take a few hours for this to all dry. And you can see like there's little glossy marks and little imperfections to all sand out. And I will continue this process through every one of these colors on this thing and all these areas and put the black back in on top. Finally, all done. I'll leave it set for a few days. I will sand everything, make sure it's smooth, and then start into the clear coat. But as you can look, there's a lot of 4 and 5 hour areas to work all across this board here to do yet. But I just wanted to show somebody is making a little progress. And that's it for now.